progress.
All right, we got it. Okay, I found it. So Moses is still learning the back office part, so bear with us. So we're going to jump right into the questions with you, Robin. And again, thank you so much for being here with us tonight. Mona, why don't you start?
Ms. D. Lohman is 100% behind you. Tell our viewers why that endorsement should mean something to them and not just read as an insider, as a handoff.
Diana and I, Representative Hart and I, have a lot in common. When you see her working with her work ethic, I'm just the same. So in regards to her endorsement, she believes that I, like her, would be there to get the work done, to get the job done. It's not a giveaway because she knows that I'm in the community. Her endorsement supports and helps a lot, right? But it's also it's connected to the work that I've done. And so when people hear Diane endorsing me and the work that I've done, it becomes seamless. It seems like it's a seamless transition.
Yes.
And also, and I'm claiming it not cocky, but I'm putting out in the atmosphere of when I do get into Tallahassee, that would be a support for me in regards to just questions that I have, because she's been there and done that. She's not recently been there and done that also. So she'll be a great support, and our work is seamless.
Okay.
I like that.
Oh. So Robin, you spent years fighting gerrymandering with fair districts. With the current maps locking in a Republican supermajority, what's your actual plan to fight redistricting from inside the building instead of from the gallery?
So you have to build relationships with anything in life. As people, we have to build relationships. If we want someone else to listen or just to see our point of view, we have to build relationships. I've been building relationships throughout my life. Let it be me playing basketball. You have to have basketball relations in order to mesh with the people on the court. Let it be with me being down in city council. Some people diminish that, or they downsize that effort. But you have to build relationships with people in order for them to even listen to you. So fighting gerrymandering or fighting issues that really impact our community. I'll be fighting the issues that impact our community. And again, it'll take the majority to be turned around for that law or that ordinance or whatever to change in regards to gerrymandering. It'll take a law to change that. But while I'm in that situation, I will be fighting around the issues to make those issues change.
Okay, thank you.
And I do want to remind the audience, if you have a question for Robin, please drop it in the comment. Robin, Florida Rising takes money from national funders. Name one funders whose priorities have ever conflict with what Tampa Black community actually needs and how you handle it.
Say that again?
Florida Rising, it takes money from national funders, right?
Florida Rising takes money from philanthropists. They no government money.
Well, yes, that's what I'm saying. But has it been a conflict when they give you the money? What are their demands, and have any of those demands ever conflict with our community? And if it has, how did you handle it?
No, to be honest, the philanthropists that provide money to Florida Rising fights the issues that we're concerned about. They're concerned about those issues also. So they are in line with the ideology of Florida Rising. That's why they give Florida Rising money.
Okay. So you don't take money from people who might want you to change your position.
No.
because we do know people who do.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay. All right. So let's talk about your loss, the District 2 Council runoff to Maniscalco. What did that loss teach you about this district that you didn't know before? And how does it change your HD 63 campaign?
So my loss, when I went into that campaign, didn't have a clue about what I was doing. As I tell people, my mom had just passed, and I was just trying to remain busy. And the next thing I knew, I was running. I went into that race pulling and feeling all Black power. Everything was Black. East Tampa, that's what I was doing. I was running for a citywide race. But throughout the journey of me knocking on doors, going to different meetings, meeting people, it provided me an opportunity to really listen to others. And with me listening to others, I come to realize that we're all fighting for the same thing. It's just prioritized differently. So where I went in with a small lens, it broadened my lens to really be very inclusive because we're fighting for the same thing. So my transition to that was, how do I become the bridge maker to bridge and connect the communities so that we don't fight amongst one another. We fight against the system. So that's me talking to or having a conversation with somebody in South Tampa. Again, we on the outside may say that South Tampa gets everything. But what I told South Tampa was, y'all really don't. Because y'all $1 million houses are still flooding. You got potholes like we have. But on the outside, they beautify it. And on the inside, it's raggedy. So how do we fight together and fight against the system? So that, that's what it taught me, that, again, I have to listen. I have to just really listen to people and understand what their individual issues are, and then intersect that with what my platform is. So I learned a lot during that race.
Right. So as an organizer, since that race, have you been able to apply any of that learning with regard to bridging those relationships across communities?
Oh, I do it every day with Florida Rising.
Okay.
Again, in order for me to mobilize people around housing, I can't just mobilize Black impacted people because it's not a Black thing. It is a community thing. So I have to mobilize everyone and have the tools to encourage people to come out and speak. At the Sulphur Springs meeting, a white lady, she was sitting there and she was talking about housing. And then afterwards she came up to me and she said, I watched you down at City Council. You knocked on my door here in Sulphur Springs, and it made me show up when you mobilize people down to City Council, right? So the message has to be universal because it's an issue. Just so happened Blacks are impacted more, but we need to show that everybody's impacted by that issue or those issues and how they intersect with one another.
I often say when there's a problem, doesn't really matter if it's a Black problem, because more or less, or even if we just say it's a Black problem, it will help everybody who has that problem, because nothing is ever just isolated. I won't say ever, but for the most part, just isolated to one particular group. You solve the problem is helping everyone.
100%. It's unfortunate that Blacks, what's the saying? When the country has a cold, the community has pneumonia or something of that nature.
Right.
That's a true fact, because there's so many other facets of that hinders or hurt us. But it's a problem. So if I'm handling an issue, it is an issue.
Yeah.
But I do take caution to the of how much more it harms our community. And a lot of times that's the Black community.
Yes. And I think that's what we want politicians to be able, particularly ones that we put in office, we want them to be able to look out for that harm.
Absolutely.
And be able to see
and
that.
identify it and not be
not be afraid.
Not be afraid to speak it, to speak truth to power about that. I remember when I was running for office, and I was in South Tampa, and this again, white woman, she wanted to have a real conversation with me.
Mm-hmm.
I want to know, can I have a real conversation? I love real conversations.
Yeah,
love them all the time. Why don't Black people vote? And I said, oh, Lord, you really want to have that conversation?
we don't.
Yes. So I said, so if you have 25, 30% out of 100 voting, it ain't only Black people that's not voting.
Right.
You ain't voting either.
You're right.
So in life, I will not accept the weight of the world being put on Black people's shoulders and making us feel that way. Like you. No, it's not you. It's all of us.
Right.
It's all of us. And the myth, because even in my run, everybody, it was 19 people, 16 people, it was a lot of people in that race. And everybody was going to South Tampa. Everybody was going to South Tampa. And I was like, you guys remember? I said, that's crazy. Everybody on South Tampa. Well, where do we go? North Tampa, East Tampa, West Tampa.
Yep.
Where everybody wasn't.
Yeah.
So again, and I pushed that race to a runoff, first time candidate, over 1,000 votes. It wasn't 5 votes. It wasn't 10 votes. It was over 1,000 votes. But again, we did something different. And in life, that's what we have to do. We have to try something different. We're in a situation right now that, let it be housing, let it be education, let it be criminal justice. We have an opportunity right now where the system is being torn down, where people, right, wrong, or indifferent, he's tearing it down. Now we need the right people in office to build it up, not back up, but create a pathway so that we recognize how it was built. It wasn't working because it wasn't prepared for the future.
So and I don't want to put words into your mouth, Mona, but Mona always says we need fighters. What does that, when you hear we need fighters, what does that look like from your perspective? Understanding that if you are to prevail in this seat, then you're going to a Congress that has 34-86 kind of ratio. What does fighter look like to you? What does that look like?
Not fighting in the street.
Okay.
Being able to stand firm. Someone told me, even in high school, we just had meetings and so forth. And at one of my events, they had mentioned that I'm the same as I was in high school. What you see with me is what you get. But being a fighter doesn't mean that you're argumentative. Being a fighter is understanding how to negotiate. Being a fighter is understanding asking the right questions. Being a fighter is pushing the envelope, not being afraid to tell truth to power, whatever that is. Being a fighter is seeing an issue or seeing a problem, but not just complaining about the problem, but having a resolution when you address that problem. So there's different facets of being a fighter, not just let my voice tone fool you, right? But there's a method to the madness in regards to how you handle things also. So being a fighter is a lot, getting in where I fit in. If a bill is presented, hey, I may not get all of the bill, but how do I get a third of it? How do I get where there's a the there? So getting something out of it.
Absolutely. It is not about being loud. It is about getting results. It is about pushing and not being afraid to push and know when to push, know when to pull back, know when to compromise as well.
Understanding your audience.
Absolutely.
Understanding your audience.
All right. So, do you want to do the next question, Mona? And then we're going to go to the comments.
Okay. Let me see. What question are we on? Number 5?
5. Yeah.
Okay. You spent your career as the outside pressure. What's the one compromise you refuse to make once you're the one inside the room being pressured? Because we've seen you hold city council. I've seen you go to Washington. I've seen you go to Tallahassee.
Go to Tallahassee, yeah.
Holding those people, holding them to the pressure. Now, what is the one compromise you refuse to make once you're the one that's inside the room being pressured? So if the people coming up to you, asking you to do something that you know isn't good for the community, what's one thing that you will not do?
There's a lot of things I wouldn't do.
Well, just give us one.
Give me one. I know. I do know that.
Sell out the community. Take a bribe if that's what they do, or again, if it's not good for the community, it's not good for me. Yeah. So, but take money in lieu of a vote. Lie about
particularly
something.
when you know that vote will harm the people, and that's basically what we're looking for here.
Say that again.
I say particularly when you know that vote will harm the community.
Oh, 100%. And some people, even if they don't think the vote is going to pass or the vote is going to pass anyway, they'll compromise themselves because the vote is going to pass. It's 85 to 34, 86 to 34. But they're looking for bipartisan support.
So what do you do?
Well, those games are played also. So if I don't believe in it, again, I am a listener, and I do what I do is I weigh both sides. I'm listening to the opposition, the opposition, but I'm also listening to the experts and an opinion. Whoever, if it's an organization that wants me to protect and support a bill, I'm listening to them, but I'm also bringing in the experts around it. So I'll ask the questions to understand how to move forward.
Yeah. And I do like what you just said, because I hear this often when I call Tallahassee and they said, oh, I said, why did you have your name on this bill, which you know it harmed our community? It was going to pass regardless. Well, let it pass regardless without your name on it.
Yeah.
Well, I think that's part of the pressure as well, Mona and Robin, that when you are in the house and let's say the head of the house needs somebody to sign on with the bill and you get chosen, but you know it's against your community. So the pressure could be internal that you need to sign on so that they get their bipartisan, but maybe it doesn't hurt. And so I think sometimes the pressure is from your own people that need you to sign on because it doesn't hurt you from a voting standpoint, that you're in a safe district. If you're in a safe district.
If you're consistent on being who you are, because once you allow them to bend you over, they're going to keep bending you over. But I know who I am. And I know.
All right, I got a visual of that, but okay.
But again, they take advantage of people that they know they can take advantage of.
Yes.
Yeah. All right. And sometimes it may be strategic, and I think the games that get played, I'm going to say it that way.
That they can play that game.
All right. We got a fighter here.
So
we're going to go to some questions from the audience. Is that all right with you, Mona?
Yes. Can you see it? You can see the question?
All right. I'm going to pull them up right here.
I haven't seen Robin Lockett in Temple Terrace. I don't know where you are, Cheryl.
She don't read her own thing. Go ahead.
Hold on, Robin. Let
That's right. She gonna read it. She gonna.
Oh, go ahead. My bad. I was going to say something.
So
funny.
Cheryl Ann Haley writes or asks, I haven't seen Robin Lockett in Temple Terrace. How will she support this city? And how familiar is she with the issues we have? Now that's interesting because that's where I'm going to kind of help you out there. But go ahead.
And Cheryl, I would love to know what community you're in, because we are in Temple Terrace. We're knocking doors in Temple Terrace. So we've been knocking doors there for the last week or so. And I understand that your issue is the water. The familiar things, I don't want to call them bugs, but the familiar, there's something wrong with the water there. That's a common a response that I'm receiving there outside of the lack of affordable housing. I'll support the city just like I support anything else. I know that Temple Terrace has been a small nugget that hasn't gotten a lot of attention, but one of my knacks is that I don't just focus on one particular area. I understand what my job would be, and with that being my job, Temple Terrace will be a priority with me because of the it being a small nugget and the help that it needs. And yes, H2O is the key. Yeah, we've been having a lot of conversations. What community do you live in? Because I'll make sure that we come over there and I'll knock on your door.
That's an invitation, Cheryl.
But Temple Terrace would be, I'm having listening tours, and that was a big thing in dealing with Temple Terrace. So I'll be glad to continue to knock there again, to work through the issues and to find out, just to confirm that I know there's more issues, but just to keep working with the community.
And now we also have to understand, if you're in the state house, is that something that you could fix or solve versus, say, a county commissioner?
Say that again.
You being in the state house, is that something you could fix or solve versus her county commissioner?
I think that influence is everything, right? So that the water treatment plant and so forth that's in Temple Terrace, I don't know what the ins and outs of it is. I'm being just transparent and honest because I don't live in Temple Terrace. I used to live there years ago, but I think that it's a collaboration.
Yeah, I'm gonna say you guys could collaborate.
Yeah, it's a collaboration.
Because water is important now. I don't know what's going on and why we having these issues with our water. They
have forever enzymes or something in there that they can't drink it. Because I asked the lady last week that if you can't drink it, can you bathe in it?
Right. So that means you're not brushing your teeth and all of this stuff with the water. And we're already paying ridiculous amount of high water bills.
Right.
Yeah, that's true. We're going to go on to the next question. The Ratchet activists. I saw that your Florida Supreme Court reversed the Stop Woke Act. What is this candidate position on CRT, critical race theory, and Black history curriculums in Florida schools?
So I believe that Black history should be taught in schools, but I also believe that Black history should be taught at home also. I support it.
I'm going to... you support
the Black history curriculum. It shouldn't have been taken out of the school. Anything dealing with that, I support it. But again, also, I want to see our community take a hold of and stop and not do this, right? Take a hold of creating a pathway for our kids to learn Black history, because they're not learning a lot of Black history in school. Nil to none. They're learning about slavery.
But isn't it the state responsibility with that curriculum to make sure that it is there, it is in place?
Correct.
And that we get to maybe oversee what it is that the children are learning. Now, I do.
Correct.
Okay. So I think
Correct. So it should be, I support it being in school. I support it being back in school. But again, I'm about responsibility. Yeah. I want us to take the responsibility and not wait for somebody else to teach our kids about Black history, because they're really not teaching them about Black history.
Yeah.
They're really not teaching them. February, and then in the books, a little snippet, when we have so much rich history.
Yeah. Yeah, Kevin agrees, but feels that it should be in the schools because white students need to learn it as well.
So let me just be clear. I agree that it should be in the schools. So I'm not saying that it shouldn't. That was the first thing that I said. It should be back in the schools. I disagree with it not being in the schools. But again, I think that our community should create a pathway to create our own. So we're teaching our own kids about Black history, because they're not really learning Black history in school. Mm-hmm. Only about slaves and the 12-month and the what is it in February? Black History Month.
Black History Month, yeah.
Right. So how do we create our own avenue to teach our kids about the real Black history that we have? That's what I'm saying. But I do think that it should be in schools.
All right. So we're going to move on to another question because we're short on time. Kevin Beckham, it should be in the schools, though, because white students, that's me not driving well. So just give me
Moses.
a moment. I had another, yeah. That's true. It
Moses
is.
It gets fired.
I am going to fire him. I thought I had, oh, here it is. This is the one. What's your position on data centers? This is Kevin as well.
I really don't have one. I know that they're bad. I know that a lot of research has to be done with it. There's, water, and we're in a drought. A lot of water that's being used, and a lot of electricity in our light bills. From my understanding, for wherever they're located, they take up a lot of electricity, which causes the surrounding areas bills to increase. So I don't support it. There's a lot of information that needs to be gathered on it, but at this state, I don't support it because it's too much. It's too much of unknown.
Good to hear.
I think we might be out of time.
AI.
This one here, I don't know. This Rep Hart Lohman, how much money did she secure for her district? I can't answer that, but okay. And
well, maybe Robin knows.
Well, she just said no. So what about small business owners for Black people? Small businesses. I think
that red tape should be, there should be less red tape, right, for small businesses. I think while there is tape, right, just to make sure people are setting it up correctly and so forth. I think that in District 63, and I've said this before, that it is a gem. It's a gem. And the opportunity to open up a small business should be available. But in the small businesses that are there, we should really look at those. And like I said, if they need paint or an exterior or the interior redone, or a filing system, or to need to be brought up to modern technology or whatever, how do we take what we have within our community and build off of that before we start bringing in the large conglomerate businesses and so forth? I look at District 63, and I said this before, as a walkable area where you should be able to not have to go outside to get to go to the grocery store or to
Yes.
Right. Everything is there. The only time you have to go outside is if you want something really big, like a car or something of that nature. Right. But how do we create the atmosphere or the environment for us to have everything within our community where we're safe and we're building and the money is staying there and it's recycling, right? Part of my platform is education, and I'm a graduate of Tampa Bay Tech, and with Tampa Bay Tech is a trade school. So how do we make trade look sexy again with plumbing and or even not even just the traditionals, having the traditionals, but even creating. I met someone last week that does trucking, right? But how do we introduce our kids to that?
So Robin, we're nearing the end, and I'm going to give you an opportunity to really expand on that. So, take the next few moments to talk about anything that we have not covered that you would like to make sure the listening audience is aware of in your campaign.
So, hey everybody. You can Google, and I'm not being cocky when I say this, about my accomplishments. But let me tell you about me. I'm a mom. I'm a mom of 2 sons, Cedric and Xavier. I have 2 grandkids, Dallas and Gavin. I attended Tampa Bay Tech, just like I said, in high school, graduated in 1982. I've lived in Tampa all my life. I've fought in Tampa all my life when I knew what I was doing, when I didn't know what I was doing. We talk about organizing. I've been organizing all my life, but guess what? I just started getting paid for it recently, right? Organizing when I didn't know what organizing was. When I organized the class 1982 Is For You picnic with Tampa Bay Tech. I never skipped from school. Did y'all skip from school?
No, never.
Yes, all the time.
I never skipped school. I had fun in school.
That sounds like school. Yeah, I loved school too, but that moment.
You got perfect attendance?
Yeah, no, I never said I wasn't sick.
I think I was sick one time, but for the most part, I went to school.
Oh God.
Right.
Yeah.
But again, so in life, in regards to organizing, it's building relationships, and I always had the ability to build a relationship. I've always had the ability to be a listener. I've always had the ability to have discernment, and I utilized that when I didn't know what I was doing, right? But who I am a fighter. I fight for what's wrong, and I stand for and stand up for what's right. And I'm not afraid to speak out. Again, Google me. But in this seat, I want the opportunity to represent you, to extend the work that I've been doing here locally, and be a voice in Tallahassee. And to also share the influence with the community with this seat. Because I'm not stingy on influence. I'm not stingy with sharing. If I got it, you got it. Because again, I know how to get it. But it's my community that doesn't. So if it takes you to contact me and my name get something done for you, I want that to happen because I want you to win. I want you to win. I want the community to win. But one thing I have to just warn you of, I don't help without expectation. And my expectation is that the help that you receive from me, you're going to give it to somebody else, and you're not going to hold on it. You're not going to sit down on it. You're not going to be dormant about it. You're going to help someone else. That's my expectation.
I like that.
Okay.
I like that expectation, and we're going to leave it at that, Robin. Thank you for being here with us tonight.